Now, how do we solve a linear equation? So, first of all, what is a linear equation? Well, it's an equation that's linear. And the linear means that the unknown, so in this case x, does not have an exponent, so it's not squared or cubed, or it's not square rooted. It's just an x. So in this particular equation, we have one unknown, which is x, and there's no funky stuff going on. There's no powers or absolute values. It's just x each time. That's a linear equation. Now, how do we solve that? Well, it's essentially in two steps. First of all, we want to isolate all the x's on one side and all the non-x's on the other. So in this case, we just happen to have all the x's on the left, but we don't have all the numbers on the right. We've got this plus 5 here. So we want to move it over to the right. And the easiest way to do that is we're going to subtract 5 on both sides. Remember that in an equation, you always have to apply the same operation on both sides. And when we do that, well, these plus 5 and minus 5 cancel out. That's what we wanted to do, to get rid of the 5 on this side. And then on the right, if we do 13 minus 5, we get 8. And we're left with 2x equals 8. So that's the end of the first step. Now, the second step is then to divide or multiply such that we only have x left. So in this case, we've got 2x, so we need to divide by 2. And by doing that, so we get rid of the 2 on the left, and then on the right we do 8 divided by 2, which is 4, and we get x equals 4. Now, in this case, we're dividing because we've got a multiplication at the beginning, but if we had a division, we would multiply. So it's vice versa. So that's the second step. So first step is we isolate the x's on one side and the numbers on the other. Second step is we work out what 1x is. Now, there are some cases where the equation is so simple that you can spot and plug in what you think is the answer. And maybe it's going to take you a couple of times, but you can get it quite quickly. And in this case, just looking at that, some people would be able to say, well, I need this to be 4 to make it equal to 13. But not everybody is able to do that. And also, in the GMAT, you tend to have more complicated equations than this, and then it becomes much harder to do that. So this method is what's recommended in 90% of cases when solving these kind of equations.